Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig's Sports. This is the NBA DFS Core Pick video for today, Monday, March 25th. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We will not be on a recap since it's been since Friday since the last NBA DFS Core Pick video. So we'll get right over to the injuries in play for today. It's going to be a 9-game main slate on both sites. There are 11 NBA games in total, though. The last two of the night are not on the main slate on either site. And then after that, we'll get moved over to both DraftKings and FanDuel and talk about my core picks on both sites. It's going to be one player at each position. So point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. But without further ado, we'll get into the injuries in play for tonight's games overall. So once again, 9 games on the main slate, 11 games in total. In total, there's 5 teams on the back-to-back today, so we won't be talking too much about those back-to-back teams. We're going to start off with the Charlotte Hornets, who are without LaMelo Ball, Seth Curry, Cody Martin, Bryce McGowan, Mark Williams, all once again. And then JT Thor is also listed as probable due to a shoulder injury. So pretty much what we've seen out of this team as of late. And then on the Cleveland Cavaliers side, they're on the back-to-back. So we'll see what their injury report looks like as the day moves along. Evan Mobley did return yesterday, so safe to assume that he's probably going to be out for tonight's game, playing the back-to-back, coming back from that ankle injury. Then we move over to the Boston Celtics. Drew Holiday's out once again, and Derek White and Xavier Tillman both listed as questionable for tonight's game. Obviously, if Derek White is unable to go, then Peyton Pritchard is for sure in that starting lineup and looking like a really good play overall. You know, if Derek White plays, then maybe Pritchard comes back off the bench and they start Al Horford. But we'll see what that ultimately looks like as the day moves along. Then on the Atlanta Hawks side, we got Bufkin, Griffin, Gaye, Johnson, Lundy, Okongwu, and Trae Young all out once again for tonight's game. So pretty similar to what we've seen out of this team as of late, though. Nothing too crazy here. Not really a lot of value at the same time as well. But, you know, if you want to take some shots on, Bogdanovich, if you want to take some shots on Murray or Clint Capella, you could definitely do that as well. The Pistons are another team on the back-to-back. We'll see who ultimately ends up playing for them. We did see Chimezie Metu get the start yesterday, so hopefully he gets the start once again today because he's going to look like a very interesting value play overall. And then on the New York Knicks side, we got OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson all out once again, so no changes there whatsoever. Moving down to the Brooklyn Nets, who are without Ketta Bates-Diop, Cam Johnson, and Dennis Smith Jr. So getting a little bit thinner here. Probably seeing Dorian Finney-Smith re-enter that starting lineup with Cam Johnson out. Finney-Smith could be a little bit of value play there, assuming that he's healthy enough to play big size minutes himself. And then on the Toronto Raptors side, we got Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Chris Boucher, DJ Carton, Jakob Poeltl, Jonte Porter, and Emmanuel Quickley all out for tonight's game as well. So pretty similar to what we've seen out of them in recent games. There's going to be some guys that do look like decent value plays on this team overall once again. Moving over to the Washington Wizards, we got Tyus Jones, Kyle Kuzma, Omer Yuri, and Landry Shamet. All this is out for tonight's game. Jordan Poole listed as questionable. I believe he's dealing with an ankle injury, so could be a little bit of value popping up on this Washington team. Obviously, a lot of it's going to be determined based on who starts for them overall. And then on the Chicago Bulls side, Julian Phillips remains out once again. And then we have Alex Caruso, Dalen Terry, and Kobe White. All this is probable to play for tonight's game. So I would assume that they all do ultimately end up playing. Moving down to the Portland Trail Blazers, we got Malcolm Brogdon and Shane Sharp both out once again. Jeremy Grant doubtful once again with that hamstring injury. And then Matisse Thybulle listed as questionable with the ankle injury that he's missed quite a few games now at this point in time. Kind of assuming that Matisse Thybulle and Jeremy Grant both ultimately end up missing once again. DeAndre Ayton listed as questionable due to his elbow injury that caused him to miss their most recent game. And then Anthony Simons questionable due to a knee injury, so we'll see whether or not he's good to go tonight or not. On the Houston Rockets side, we have Alfred Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., and Cam Whitmore all out for tonight's game. Jabari Smith Jr. is a 1-game suspension. So we'll see ultimately whether or not they start Jack Landale tonight. That's probably going to depend a lot if DeAndre Ayton plays or not. You know, if Ayton doesn't play and Dot Brees out there, then maybe they're more likely to go with a smaller lineup with Jeff Green at center. Moving over to the Phoenix Suns, we got Damon Lee out once again. And then on the San Antonio Spurs side, we got Victor Wembanyama listed as questionable due to an ankle injury. If he's unable to go, then obviously Zach Collins would be a significant value. Then we move over to the Memphis Grizzlies, who are without Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose, Marcus Smart, Yuta Watanabe, and Zaire Williams once again. And then the following 3 players are listed as doubtful: Brandon Clark, John Concher, and Vince Williams. So safe to assume those 3 are not playing once again tonight. And then in terms of the questionable guys, we got Desmond Bane questionable due to back injury, Jake LaRavia questionable due to illness, and Lamar Stevens questionable due to a thigh injury. So could be some value popping up on this Memphis team once again. Obviously, it's priced into it a little bit, but there's still going to be some value here at that. On the Denver Nuggets side, they're without Cam Carter and Zeke Naji once again. And then we have Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, both listed as questionable play for tonight's game. Both of them missed their most recent game. And if Jamal Murray is out, then Reggie Jackson's going to be in play on both sites. And then obviously if Nikola Jokic is out and DeAndre Jordan starts, then he will be in play on both sites once again as well. I have to say if he starts, because there was one game earlier this year that they ran out Aaron Gordon at that center spot in the absence of Nikola Jokic, and then DeAndre Jordan didn't even play in that game, which I assume would not be the case since Zeke Nnaji is out for this game overall. Moving down to the Dallas Mavericks, Josh Green's out once again. Maxi Kleber listed as questionable to play due to a knee injury, so no real changes there to be had at this point in time. Obviously, if Maxi Kleber's out, opens up some minutes off the bench. And then on the Utah Jazz side, Chris Dunn is out for tonight's game. And then we have Jordan Clarkson, Lauri Markkanen, and Omar Yurtseven all listed as questionable to play for tonight's game. So it could be a lot of changes that happen for Utah overall. Obviously, if Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen both miss, then there's going to be a little bit of value popping up on this team overall. Then we move over to the Philadelphia 76ers there on the back-to-back, so we'll just have to see what they look like as the day moves along. For the Sacramento Kings, Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles both out once again, and then Sasha Vechenko has been dealing with that ankle injury for what seems like forever. Is listed as questionable for tonight's game once again. And then for the final game of the night, both the Pacers and the Clippers are on the back-to-back, so we'll see what they look like as the day moves along. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries in play for tonight's slate overall. As always, I'll be posting all the injury updates down in the comments below, as well as many starting lineups that I can get to tonight. We are starting high school baseball practice, and we're going to be indoors, so we're practicing about 6 to 8 Central Time. So I'll get to what I can get to tonight. If there's things that I am unable to get to, I do apologize for that. Once again, just going to be a little bit more of a time constraint, at least for this week, kind of going forward. And, with that being said, in terms of NBA DFS, there's probably, 3 weeks left of NBA. So I think this week's probably just going to be the last week of NBA DFS with MLB DFS starting up just in general. But, at the same time, if you guys run into any questions whatsoever regarding NBA DFS for the rest of the regular season or the postseason, feel free to message me and I'll be happy to answer those questions as well. But with that being said, we'll give it over to DraftKings and talk about my core picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Miles McBride. He is $5,400, been in that starting lineup, playing over 40 minutes a game the last 3 games, which is just kind of insane. Goes against the Detroit Pistons tonight. Should be a very favorable matchup for him and this Knicks team overall. At $5,400, you're looking for 27. Currently I'm projected for 29 tonight. Definitely does have some strong upside for more. Has a little bit of downside for less at the same time as well. And, a point guard today, really for me, it was between him and Scoot Henderson. Obviously, you can throw Peyton Pritchard into that group as well if Derek White ultimately ends up missing tonight. But then we're going to move down to shooting guard with Gary Trent Jr., $6,300. Looking for 31, 32 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 33 tonight. Decent matchup versus the Brooklyn Nets. They do give up threes at times throughout the season, which is something that Gary Trent really relies on. He's been scoring the ball extremely well. His last 4 games, he's been well over this price tag. So I like taking that upside swing once again. Then at small forward, we're going to go with Chris Murray. Portland's just been banged up so much at this point in time. He's playing significant minutes in that starting lineup. $4,300. Only looking for 21, 22 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 23, 24 tonight. If he goes out there and does a little bit extra, then he's probably going to look even better overall. Then at power forward, we're paying down with Chimezie Metu, $4,100 for this Detroit Pistons team once again. Obviously, we would like to see him in that starting lineup once again. They're on the back-to-back. He started yesterday. We'll have to see if that's the same case tonight or not. But if he starts, he's going to look really good. $4,100, looking for 20 21 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 22, 23. If he starts, he does have some upside for more at the same time as well. Then last but not least, at the center position, we're going with Isaiah Hartenstein on the opposite end of that game, $5,600, looking for 28 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 31 tonight. He has been way over this price tag as of late. I think it's the last 4 games, getting like 38 fantasy points per game on the DraftKings side. So definitely do like the upside he presents once again tonight. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have currently listed here, you have $24,300 remaining. $8,100 per player remaining. So if you want to pay up for a stud player, you can definitely do that if it's a Luka Doncic, a Nikola Jokic, or someone else, and then kind of pay down at the other spots. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach, you can definitely do that with that $8,100 remaining per player as well. But with that being said, we'll move over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks over there as well. So on FanDuel, I'm going with the cheaper route for the most part on a lot of these guys. At point guard, got Peyton Pritchard here, $5,300. Once again, if Derek White's out tonight, he's going to look really good. He's going to be in that starting lineup. And, he's been knocking down threes at a crazy rate as of late. He's been playing extremely well. And this is a very, very favorable matchup for that against the Atlanta Hawks, a team that does allow a bunch of threes. So I like Peyton Pritchard quite a bit once again tonight. You're looking for about 27 out of him. Currently, I'm projected for 28, 29. Has some upside for more if Derek White is out once again tonight. Then we move down to shooting guard with Ochai Agbaji, former Kansas Jayhawks. So he does hold a special place in my heart, but he's been playing decent-sized minutes. He's been playing really well as of late. $4,800, only looking for 24 out of him. Currently having projected for 26, 27 tonight. Has been showing some upside of closer to 30 at times in recent games. So definitely do like him once again tonight. Looks like a pretty good value play to start off the day. Then at small forward, we got Denny Advia, $7,600. So we're looking for at least 38 out of him. It is kind of a lot. It's going against the Chicago Bulls. Should be a pretty favorable matchup there for both these teams in this game just in general. There is no Kyle Kuzma tonight, so a couple extra rebounds to go around for a guy like Denny Advia, a couple extra opportunities shot-wise to go around. And then if Jordan Poole misses too, somebody's got to do something on this team. Why not Denny Advia? So I definitely do like his upside quite a bit tonight. Once again, looking for 38 at him. Currently I'm projected for 39.40, but does have some really strong upside for even more as well. Then at power forward, we're going to move down to Chimezie Metu on FanDuel as well. $3,900 here, looking for 19.20 out of him. Once again, if he's in that starting lineup, he's going to look extremely, extremely good tonight. If he's not, still looks all right, a decent value play. Currently, I'm projected for about 22. Definitely does have some strong upside for more if he's in that starting lineup once again, though. And then last but not least, at center, just kind of whatever cheap option is available here at the end of the day. Right now, I just put Dot Breath here because he's $4,800. I don't think DeAndre Ayton's playing tonight, so I like the upside of Dot Breath. He's coming off a really strong performance as well, going against Houston tonight. Not much left there in terms of centers. It's Jock Landale, it's Jeff Green. Could be a favorable matchup for him overall. And I do currently have him projected for about 26 tonight. Has shown a little bit of upside for more at times this season as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do currently have listed here on FanDuel, you have $33,600 remaining, $8,400 per player. So a good chunk of change left over, whether you want to pay up for a stud player or whether you want to take a balanced build, with that kind of $8,400 price range just in general. But with that being said, these are my core picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, March 25th. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS whatsoever, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Once again, baseball practice going on tonight, so if it's in that time range, probably not going to happen in terms of getting back to you, but anything prior to 6 p.m. Central Time, which is about the time that lock actually does start, I will get back to you for sure. And then the one thing I do ask with those questions, just specify whether it is more FanDuel or DraftKings specific, just so I can best help you as quickly and efficiently as possible. And then with that being said, I will be posting all the injury updates throughout the day down in the comments below. Once again, I'll get to as many starting lineups as I can get to tonight. Obviously, a little bit tougher with baseball going on now at this point in time. I'm going to make it a little bit tougher, especially this week where we have some later practices since we're practicing indoors. So once again, do apologize for that. But I will have my updated core out probably about a half hour prior to lock. If there's any other changes to the core after that point in time, I'll leave them as a reply to that pinned comment as well. But with that being said, if you're brand new to my channel, checking out for the very first time, or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now, we just got NBA DFS going on in terms of the core pick videos Monday through Friday. Like I said, I think it's probably going to be the last week for NBA DFS overall. It gets a little bit tougher once we get MLB started. So there's about 2 weeks left of NBA after this point in time. If you guys have any other questions related to NBA DFS whatsoever during that time period or during the playoffs, feel free to reach out. Never hesitate, and I will do my best to help you guys with that as well. But MLB DFS will be starting up on Thursday in terms of the core pick videos over on FanDuel. Hopefully we have UFL DFS over on DraftKings. I did put out a UFL team preview earlier this morning on my YouTube channel as well, so that if that's something you're into, definitely be sure to check that out as well. So kind of a lot of things going on right now. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed trying to get a lot of good content out there on the channel at this point in time. And then last but not least, if you're interested in prop betting, if you're interested in sports betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the promo codes and links down in the description below for BetUS, Prize Picks, and Parlay Play. Obviously, a great time to get in on some action with NBA going on. We got some March Madness. We got baseball starting up. So a lot of good sports to bet on just in general right now. And then with that being said, if you're a brand new user to any one of those 3 sites, when you first sign up, you make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's a 100% match up to $100. And then for Prize Picks, it's a 125% match up to $2,500. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. If you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comments or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in NBA DFS tonight.